Hello everyone and welcome back to another Harvestella guide. Today we are going to answer a question that comes up all the time on my streams and probably all over the place on the internet as well. But before we get to that, I have a couple of announcements. The first one is I'm going to go back to truck driving as a job, same as I did when we first started this channel. However, I'm not going to let it affect the video streaming schedule. I know we had a lot of issues before. This time we're going to keep it reliable. The videos should still come out every Thursday. It will, however, affect my streaming schedule. I won't be able to stream every weekend because a lot of weekends I'm going to be driving all day. That said, I will probably start doing bonus videos on those weekends that I'm on the road, and my hope is to be streaming every other weekend instead. We'll see when it comes to that, but the next couple weeks are going to be kind of iffy as I get adjusted to the job. My second announcement is, well, we're kind of nearing the end of Harvestella. We've been doing guides and streams on it almost every week since the game came out back in November. So expect to start seeing videos on other life sim RPG hybrids. For example, we've moved to My Time at Portia on stream. So you might start seeing some guides on that and its sequel, My Time at Sandrock. I might also do some other unrelated games on the weekends that I'm not streaming. For example, one of my streamers has been really big on Animal Crossing, so I might do a video looking at, here, this is what my island looks like. But we'll, for the most part, stick to the theme of the Life Sim RPG hybrids. Anyways, announcements done, let's get into the question. The question is, how the heck do I make money in this game? And it's a legitimate question. A lot of things that you find while you're out in the dungeons and all that, you take them back and you sell them and they sell for 20 gorilla. And even if you process them, you're like, wait, I only got 50 gorilla? A good example of that is the batteries. Your empty battery is 20 and you charge it up in your machine and it sells for 50. Not a huge way to make money. So let's get into that. In most of these games, like Stardew Valley and Rune Factory, the general consensus is if it can be processed, process it and you'll make a profit that way. However, that isn't always the case in Harvestella. It's usually the case. We'll get more in detail in that. But it's not always. And, let's take a look at one of your very first machines here, your fermenting barrel. In Stardew Valley, its equivalent would be the keg. And in Stardew Valley, there is a set multiplier based on what you put in versus what you get out. If you put in a starfruit, then several days later, once it's done processing, you get starfruit wine that is worth 3 times what the starfruit was. Same thing, cherries become cherry wine that are worth 3 times what the cherry was, and so on. That's not the case in Harvestella. For example, you have something like 8 to 10 things that you can put into your fermenting barrel to make vegetable juice. It's not carrot juice and pumpkin juice and lettuce juice and so on. It is vegetable juice. So, because of that, it's not always profitable to process your crops in one of these machines. And I made a spreadsheet on that, and I will share that link in the description. We'll cover that in more detail. But let's look at the machines themselves for a basic overview. You have 2 basic categories of machines, and then you have a few outliers. Your first category I'm going to call the 1-to-1-ish, and those include the fermenting barrel, the dessert maker, and the spice maker. And the reason I call these the 1-to-1-ish is because at levels 1 and 2, you get a 1-to-1 ratio of what you put in to what you get out. But at level 3, you jump up drastically. So at level 1, you put in 1 item, and the next day you get back 1 item. At level 2, you put in 9 items, and the next day you get back 9 items. However, at level 3, you put in 25 items, and the next day you'll get back 36. This is especially important for the fermenting barrel because this is a great way to start making a profit off of some of the things that don't sell as well. Your second category is going to include things like the mayonnaise maker, the jam maker, the cheese maker, and finally, your flour mill. These ones are a little higher bit on the ratio, but you're still going to make a profit on almost everything from these. So the ratio with these is at level 1, you put in 3 items and you get 1 back. At level 2, you put in 10 items and you get 4 back. And then at level 3, you put in 40 items and you get 20 back. Most of these are also the next day, with the exception of the Jam Maker, which is also the one exception to the always make a profit off bit with these. The Jam Maker is usually going to be a 3-day processing time. There is one exception, which I will get to later. And then you have a couple of random odd things. For example, your Feed Maker. Feed is unusual in that it's one of the only items in the game, if not the only item in the game, that does not have a high quality version. So what happens is, depending on the quality that you put into the Feed Maker, either normal or high quality, is going to depend on how much you get back. So at level 1 Feed Maker, you put in 1 item. If it's normal quality, you get back 4 the next day. If it's high quality, you get back 5 the next day. At level 2, you just add +1 to each of those numbers. Normal quality gets you 5 the next day, high quality gets you 6 the next day, and it's still just 1 item in. Level 3 breaks that mold. It is a 5 items in, and what you get back is either 30 if it was normal quality or 35 if it was high quality. Another one that kind of breaks the patterns of the others is the smoker. This one is not 1-to-1-ish, it is straight up 1-to-1. And much like the Feed Maker, at levels 1 and 2, you put in exactly 1 item. What changes between levels 1 and 2 is how long it takes to process. At level 1, you put in meat or egg, and you'll get back smoked meat or smoked egg 5 days later. At level 2, it takes 4 days, so it's a little bit faster. Now you can see I haven't unlocked the level 3. It's one of the last things you'll get. You have to do all of the fairy orders for your Wind Fairy, including the maxing out all of your character's levels, weapon levels specifically. So I haven't unlocked that yet. But according to the wiki, this is a 10 in, 10 out, and takes 3 days at level 3. And then you have a couple just random ones that, like the battery charger, the chaos cleaner, and the accessory synthesis jar, that, yes, you put stuff in and you get stuff out, but these are not for making profits. My example I gave earlier, the battery charger, yes, you can make a profit off of that if you've done everything that you need to charge batteries for, but it's not going to be a big profit. It's, 20 Grilla versus 50 Grilla. Your Chaos Cleaner, there's a couple of items that you can make a profit off of, but most of them, it's same it's 20 in, 20 out. And most of these items, you're going to be needing them anyways for upgrading weapons and the like. And then the accessory synthesis jar, you're combining accessories together. So you're not making any money off of that. You're getting better accessories. So, like I said, mostly you can make a profit off of processing things, but there are exceptions. And now let's switch over to the spreadsheet that I made for that more details. Alright, so we are now over here looking at the spreadsheet that I have put together for all of these. You can see I have made tabs for your big 4 money makers, your fermenting barrel, your jam maker, your dessert maker, and your spice maker, as well as an other tab for things that you only put in one thing to get one thing back, like your flour mill, the cheese maker, this mayonnaise maker, and so on, as well as your odd ones like the feed maker and the smoker. So, a note about my color scheme. In most cases, green means always go for that is going to be your profitable. Red means never do this. It's not the profitable way to go about it. And then yellow is going to be your kind of it depends. And that's still kind of the case here with the feed maker, but it's a little bit different with the feed maker. So the reason I have grass and stellar wheat highlighted in green is because those are the most reliable sources of feed. Yes, they are cheaper in the forms of the wild leaf and the rainbow bean, respectively, but those are less reliable. Wild leaf is a gathering material, so you have to, go out and gather it, and you can only gather once per day from each node or twice per day, rather. And you're not always going to get the wild leaf. Likewise, rainbow beans only grow in autumn, so 3 months out of the year, they're not going to be available to you. But for the most part, everything on this that you can see flour, cheese, mayonnaise, smoked eggs, smoked meat, always profitable. Likewise, the spice maker and the dessert maker are always profitable. In fact, one of the great things about both of these is you have things like sugar from the nectar cane and black pepper from revel pepper. These are both repeated harvest crops. So, they grow in biomes that are available all year round. They repeatable crops. So you plant them once and you get 3 or 5 harvests out of them, depending on which of the two it is. They process and they sell for a lot of good money. Those are going to be one of your better money makers. The jam maker is where you start getting things different. Like I mentioned, you have all of these things that can be turned into vegetable jam, and only a couple of them are profitable. The Nemean tomato is one of those, and it's the weird one also. You can see you've got the little asterisk here. It is the only exception to the 3-day processing. For whatever reason, the Nemean tomatoes take 4 days to turn into vegetable jam. Yes, they're always profitable, but that said, I wouldn't be making vegetable jam for money anyways. For those who don't know, it's used to make vegetable muffins. And vegetable muffins are a really good item for boss fights. As you can see, the healing isn't great, restores your stamina good, but most importantly, it gives you your skill cooldown speed up and a break increase up by 200%. So this is going to be great for those boss fights. If you're going out, post game to fight the high level fears behind the level 2 bombable walls, this is a great item to have. This is why I would hold on to your vegetable jams. And then we finally come to the fermenting barrel. It's all over the place. You can see right off the bat, vegetable juice is never profitable. But because of the way that the fermenting barrel works, where you're getting a 1-to-1 ratio for your first 2 levels, and then that big jump on the third one, you can see things like tomato juice and strawberry juice are only profitable with a level 3 fermenting barrel. And that same holds true for the high quality versions. However, you're also going to find things further down like berry juice and aloe juice and firelight juice and even apple juice, where processing it at normal quality on level 1 and 2 is not profitable, but it's not going to lose you money either. It's just, it is what it is. But then it jumps up at level 3. But then at the high qualities, you're going to lose money until you have that level 3. So, and the fermenting barrel, I mean, there's a lot of good things that you can get from the fermenting barrel that I wouldn't be selling anyways, like turning Wise Man's Roots into Soma Potions and Hermit's Roots into Halma Drink. Those are both really, really good drinks to have. The Soma Potion will heal either 50 or 100% of your health and stamina, plus remove all debuffs, depending on if it's normal or high quality. The Halma Drink heals, but it also adds a really nice health regen buff. So it's constant health regen for a little bit. So there are things in here, much like the vegetable jam, that, yeah, you can sell them and make a profit and process them, but I wouldn't do it. Um, but, you know, here's the entire chart. Like I said, this is pretty much every machine that matters. Again, your fermenting barrel, your jam maker, just vegetable jam is the only one that's not profitable. Dessert maker is always profitable. Your spice maker is always profitable. So the short answer to how the heck do I make money? Well, depends on your season. Let's take a look. Your lantern pumpkins sell for $37.50 for normal and $4,700 at high quality each. So if it is autumn, absolutely grow pumpkins and sell them. I mean, keep some for your cooking needs and all that, but that is always going to be one of your biggest profit things. Um, Likewise, if it is summer, watermelon is 4,600 and 5,800. That said, outside of season specific, dessert maker, the sugar and syrup are really good profits, especially the sugar because of the repeat crops. And likewise, the spice maker, both of these are really profitable, but especially the black pepper. So what I would do is spring and like all 3 seasons, spring, summer, and autumn, I would have black pepper growing constantly in my cave. In spring and autumn, I would have sugar, and in summer, I would have watermelons growing in my water biome. And then finally, on the farm, process whatever you want to make for stuff. I mean, you're gonna have your fruit trees are gonna be a great source for especially jams. So you'll have your fruit trees out there year round. Um, you can grow corn is one of your better summer crops, or just growing and selling as is. Argent cabbage is great along with the winter plant in winter. Cucumber is probably your best profit for spring. I mean, some people will say Nemian tomato, and it's okay. It doesn't sell for great, but it grows back every day for like 5 or 6 harvests. So, you know, it's a matter of how quick do you need money, how much do you need, and so on. But over time, you should be able to make a lot of money. And if we switch back over to my game, you can see that I have 101,000 Grilla. And I'm, just the start of autumn, my second year. And I've got a massive farm out here. I haven't got fully upgraded everything, but it's absolutely been going well. So you can absolutely make money in this game. You just got to be smart about it. You know, hearing, oh, well, I'm going to sell my black plates or the heavy plates or whatever. That's not the way to make money. It is your farm and your processing machines. That is the way to make money. So that will address the question. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know what kind of content you want to see more of. In the meantime, I will catch you guys next time. See ya!